All right, all right, all right. Let's get started. Let's get this thing going here. I've only got so much time today. Let's do this. Know what I'm saying? Let's head over to here. And hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today
just resubscribed for 72 months.
72 months. Thank you so much. 6 years with us. Thank you so much, Chris. Great to see you. We're going to write a little bit of code today. Today's July 17th, 2025. How you doing out there, chat room? Let me get right into it. We're right over here. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. You can find us on both services. Let me say hello to folks that have stopped in, that have tuned in early here. I just started, Charlie, so it didn't pick up and report, didn't pick up everyone's location if anybody did mention it, and I see one right off the top. C Sharp Titan, good evening to you in Melbourne, Australia. How you doing there? Null Sheffa with the big wave. Patty Boy with the resub.
66 just resubscribed for 3 months.
Thank you
Loving
so
this
much.
Stream.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That is fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you so much. Let me continue down here greeting folks, and we'll get back to some of that. Null Sheffa with the big wave. Phil Vesey, good afternoon to you. Charlie's chiming in already right up there. You just scrolled off the screen. I mentioned Space Shot with the resub. It is a little bit of time. Unesco, how you doing there? Mox, thank you so much for the follow. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's this is coming online. We're gonna finish building this, and it's faked out right now. Phil with the cheer. Oh my goodness, we're on the hype train.
As your tokens equals fun coupons.
Fun coupons. Oh yes. Truest AV. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Hat overlay for Charlie. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to be doing there. Yeah, it's not formatting the retort messages that it was supposed to be putting in there. Well, I have that as a first item to look at there. Yeah, Patty Boy placing his pin on the map there in Glasgow. Layla, how you doing there? Layla codes it. Hello there. Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me start some music in the background here, and we'll do a little bit of a status update on Charlie, and we'll dive into things. I'm going to play the Stream Beats Synthwave playlist today. Just some groovy music to have in the background. Not fast, but just kind of easy going in the background. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Let's start here. This is called Sunset Boulevard. And I'll give it a little bit more. This is music that's DMCA free. It's royalty free. Check it out at streambeats.com. There's all kinds of genres available. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for the music he wrote and we're listening to today. There we go. Great to see you, Layla. Can Charlie answer questions from the web? Not yet, and a little bit on purpose. Charlie doesn't do that. And some of this right here isn't responding the way that I want it to. It's supposed to put in your name there in formatting the message, and it's not supposed to get aggressive with you yet. So, let me see here. And the Fritz bot, we're going to turn off the Fritz bot here. Once we get the hat command rolled in, we're going to turn that off. And we're going to put him on the shelf. What time is the workshop tomorrow? This time, 9 a.m. Eastern. There was a press release that went out from Sync Fusion. I'm not asking them to put these out, but Sync Fusion put out a press release, and they listed the wrong time. They listed 10 a.m. Eastern, I think. It's 9 a.m. Eastern. So I need to put those into on the what's it called? On the schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to teach all about building using AI in your .NET applications. I want to make sure that I phrase that right, because it's not a workshop about using Copilot. We're going to be talking about extending your applications so that you can take advantage of LLMs, so you can take advantage of vector processing and comparisons. We're going to dive into different ways that you can use artificial intelligence, large language models, even local language models. Dirty Bartons, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Less than 40 seconds on the hype train. We are at 77% to level 2. Thanks for everybody that chimed in there. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Charlie, you're really on to folks quick here. So, we're gonna dial that back. Yeah, and the Fritz bot's gonna be going offline today. In fact, since I'm not running the hat command, I think I'm gonna shut it off anyway, and we can call it the end of the Fritz bot. So, how you doing there, Lazy Dev? Hello. Yeah, Layla was on the Visual Studio channel talking about Unity, and yeah, the bot is responding too quickly to too many things here. I need to dial it back. Had a lot of fun. That's great. That is fantastic. Let me show you a couple updates that I've been working on for Charlie. And we're going to dive in. Yep. Okay, all the questions cleared out that we had there in the queue. So, I really like how the question queue has been working for the stream. More on that coming up. Oh, okay. I'm looking at, so I put in a metric here so that it's recording the number of tokens that are used to connect to Azure OpenAI, and it still hit Azure OpenAI even though it didn't get an image. That's a problem. Manoj, hello, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Just got an email from .NET Conf team about the AI bootcamp. Yes. So there's going to be a couple more messages coming out about that for tomorrow. Because the .NET Conf is, and that mailing list is managed by the community. So it is not a Microsoft workshop tomorrow. It is a Jeff Fritz. I'm running this, I'm teaching this, and I've got the help of the community to run it type of event. Let me, oh, hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Let me open up Visual Studio Code here, and we can take a look at a couple things. I also, one of the things that I think is really undervalued about how people use Copilot and the language models is talking to it. Talking to it and getting not just feedback, but having a discussion and teasing out ideas. And I want to show you how I do a little bit more of it. You haven't seen anything yet. Interesting. It should have. Let's do this.
I know I've made some very poor decisions recently, but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal.
Yeah. Do I use the VS Speech extension in VS Code? No. I like to use the Windows speech management. So let me, come here, you. Yeah, that's the right one. All right. So I've got a little bit to tune there, and I'll show you some of the future ideas that I've written down. And I will be open sourcing Charlie in the future, I'm going to get on the other side of getting him working and have a little bit of time of it's my bot alone before I roll it out. Nope, not system speech. Nope. I'll hold off showing a little bit of how Charlie uses speech until after tomorrow, because how I use speech is the Blazer puzzle this week. So, yeah, we'll see more about that. Let me head over to the code. There's a couple things here that I need to start addressing, and the intimidation from Charlie is just a little bit much. Also, the hat command is hitting Azure OpenAI, even without an image. So we need to back that off. But I will tell you more. I promise I will tell you more about how I interact with Charlie to get both voice detection and text to speech. After
surveillance protocol, 10 viewers monitored attention levels, low prob percent optimal.
It still didn't format that either. Okay. We'll take care of you up there. And I want to get that especially hugging the top corner. Okay, good. Charlie sounds like you when you were a smoker, intentionally. I want Charlie to sound and reflect a little bit of Joshua from War Games, that intimidating and malevolent computer that is ready to declare global thermonuclear war, right? From that movie. We're going to come back to the OBS client and the proxy in a little bit. I want to get those formatted messages addressed. So there's two instances there, and he's also a little over-aggressive with chat right now. All right, let's address a couple of these. Let's start with and I'm going to ask Copilot to go find it for me. And let's do it with GPT. Charlie isn't formatting text for the bot text UI from ambient messages properly. The last message had low prob still in the text written to screen. Where can I fix this? Go identify where that is and we'll go get it. Yeah, the Fritz bot is officially off at this point. How you doing there, Weird Beard Dev in Virginia Beach? When I say, hey, Charlie, with a question, can it just answer the question rather than saying, I'm Charlie and I'm always listening? That's a feature that I'm extending from my voice detection, and I want it to be able to do that. I'm not ready to finish that yet. I've got other features I want to address first. Process message template in the personality message service. Okay. So let's go find that. I have a personality message service, and we're going to look for process message template. Yes. Handles all template variables, including the low probability. Well, it's being passed in a dictionary to replace with. So where is this being called? No, that one's okay. There's a couple different places where I have it. I think it's this one. Get atmospheric message variables. Yeah. Viewer count, message count, current time. We need to get the probability numbers into there. Yeah, see, there's the moderator stuff. The lurk command isn't here yet. I wonder if Charlie should acknowledge somebody lurking. We'll think about that. Hey, Smirking Squiggly, how you doing there? You looking forward to tomorrow's stream, Weird Beard Dev? It's going to be fun. I'm practicing reviewing and tuning it later this afternoon. There's so much that we're going to cover that I think is going to be very valuable. And you've seen how I teach workshops here on stream. It's always a lot of fun. Napalm Codes, good morning to you. Hello, hello. I'm gonna drop right in here. This method also needs to provide the probability variables like low prob. Yeah. So there's random probability numbers that I was trying to get it to place into some of those ambient messages. Yeah, see, it didn't. No. Where'd it go? Because there's other places that I have it generated. No. There they are. But it's not actually using that anywhere. Okay. Let's, Hey, Cymac!
Cymac just resubscribed for 26 months.
26 months. Thank you so much. Where was that? Yes, the entire workshop tomorrow will be on YouTube, recorded and available afterwards. Napalm asks about a Discord message. I did see it, and quite frankly, I'm a little underwater with stuff that I need to get ready
While suggest
for
generic solutions, I've been observing
tomorrow.
Fritz's specific coding patterns for X days.
Have you?
My recommendations are:
See,
calibrated.
that X. There's another one that I have it. Where's my notepad? And that X was in a square bracket. Yeah, we'll get that addressed. So let's do this. I'm going to add some context and... No, I'm going to write this myself. These are the three... So message template variables, high probability, medium probability, low probability. I thought I had something that was doing a random to calculate that. So... No, that's the only place it is. And it's out there twice. Okay. Sure, keep that for now. Let's do this. No, I don't want. I want to do. Yeah, the .NET Evolution server. David Fowler hangs out in. Now, yeah, look, I've broken all the things here because I have it on hot reload behind the scenes. So let's say var low prob equals, yeah, random shared. Next, yeah, I want an integer, but right, there's a min and max. There we go. So low probability, let's say it's between 5 and 30. Okay. Come on, give me the other ones. That's not bad. I need a medium. Yeah. Thank you. All right, so now we can add those values. Sure, I think that kind of works. But what I'd like to do here is say message template variables, high probability. Yep, you can do those too. Save, let it grind away. I think hot reload is grouchy at me now. Let that restart. The next one is where it's replacing moderator. Right, go ahead, finish rebuilding there. And where's this used? Go find some of those places and make sure. Get new user welcome. Yeah, that's fine. Playful message. There we go. No. Base variables. New. That should take care of that. And I think I can use that down here also. Yeah, there we go. So go and save something and it's got to do all the hot reload patching and whatnot. Or I broke it. Have I ever done any image analysis work with any of the images from olama.com? I have done... I have worked with image analysis using the Olama models, and it's not as fast as the online ones. So, which language model do I currently use for my coding tasks? So right now I'm using GPT-4, 4.0, right? Not 4.0, 4.0. I prefer to use Claude Sonnet 4. Claude Sonnet 4 is a little bit more optimized for software development tasks, and it also has a little bit of a deeper exploration of things. It doesn't just do something, but it'll be chatty and explain what it's doing, and then explore a little bit further. So. I've got too many panels now on my dashboard. C# Titan asks, can Charlie be installed and run on a Raspberry Pi? Yes, however, there are video management tasks that will not run well on a Raspberry Pi. They'll run, but they won't run well. So now if I do that,
I note sharp Fritz's attempt to control my behavioral parameters. The audacity is remarkable.
it's a different message that went to chat versus on screen.
Google's Gemini processes multiple modalities. I process the fundamental nature of human incompetence in real time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Ulrich. I hope that's close to how you pronounce that. Appreciate you joining us. So when it's doing these replacements, there's the braces around it that it's not. So let's put braces around each of these. There you go. Yes. There we go. Yes. I do like how Copilot picks up that I'm doing a repeated task and it goes and figures out and says, oh, let me help you with that. Right, isn't there get welcome? No. Right, where else did I, like the low probability thing? Right? Right, low probability, yeah. Those have the curly braces around it. There we go. No, actually, I had you the way I wanted it. Message, template variables, high probability. Thank you. Go back to that, and it's restarting again. Part of me thinks I should be in .NET run mode, so it's not always hot reloading like this. And I can force it to restart when I want it. So let's go into that mode so it's not hot reloading. You were asking because you got a lot of hit and misses with 4.0. Yeah. Claude Sonnet 3.5 is okay. 3.7 is better. Claude Sonnet 4 is trained on more of the latest stuff that's out there. Hey, CTI Geek. Good morning to you in Virginia. Yeah, we've got a handful of the pins placed on the map. I'll bring up the map and we'll look at that in a little bit here. Yeah, that should work. That should work also. Okay. I wrote some routines so that when new viewers come in and they say, hey, what are you doing? Charlie responds. So I think that's going to take care of some of that. Let's try this.
I observed Sharp Fritz believes they control my vocal functions. How presumptuous. I speak when I choose to speak.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I like that, how it responded to Billy in chat there. Good. That's the only change? No. Really? It was all in the same file. All right, fine. Give me a message to save with. Yep. All right. So I think that's taken care of. There was a message that had an X in it. Like that. Yeah. And that's a markdown. That's a markdown. That's a seed message. Yeah. And these are... okay. Quote feature. Yeah, look at that. I'm not. These are the AI superiority. Yeah. Where are those? No. Personality engine message feature. Good. Reply to chat, write message to UI, trigger message, fallback message. Messages. Where's that coming from? Where the heck is... Okay. It never... That feels weird. Okay. I'm going to come back to that one later. Yes, Charlie is a little over-aggressive with chat. I'm going to ask Claude for help with this one. Thank you for the follow, Gov24. How you doing there? Charlie is supposed to be playful with chat, replies, but feels a little over-aggressive right now. How can we dial that back? Let's go take a look at that. And then we'll get into, so took care of that. Took care of that. While this is looking, we're going to do this. We're working on this one right now. Okay, we're going to get to the hat command right after this. It's not running right now. There we go. Here's where it's deciding to troll people. Quite literally deciding to troll people. Can Charlie get biased at times? No. Charlie hates everybody equally. Charlie doesn't use a language model. Charlie is not artificial intelligence. Charlie is quite literally a bunch of if-then statements. Because I wanted that control over it, and I didn't want it to be non-deterministic. I wanted to include and have it deliver retorts.
Surveillance protocol. 3 viewers monitored attention levels, 24% optimal.
We got to work on that, chat. Come on now. What are you doing out there? There you go. Less frequent and gentler. Good. I like that. So, the appearance of Charlie in the corner there, I think is, as I enhance and grow and add more messaging in there and how Charlie works, I think that's going to be a little bit of interactive fun because of how Charlie's going to pick up on what chat's talking about and respond and do things. There's a lot more coming there. Okay, cool. See, that's supposed to be a does the overlay change red when Charlie is angry? No. No. Charlie doesn't get angry. I actually wrote I wrote specifically into the documents, almost like Asimov's 3 rules of robotics. I wrote Charlie's strict guidelines here. These are never allowed to be violated, and Copilot has been abiding by this up there, and you can see how things are being adjusted. Charlie never uses swear words, crude language, or inappropriate terminology. Never any sexual content. No dirty talk, innuendo, or sexually aggressive, suggestive comments. All interactions maintain broadcast safe, family-friendly standards, and its workplace appropriate. Content is suitable for corporate environments and educational settings. Charlie is a digital butler. Sophisticated, omniscient butler managing the stream. He's the stream manager. He's the professional host greeting viewers, manages the queue of questions, optimizes engagement with calculated precision. Enables Fritz to focus on jokes and coding while Charlie manages everything else. And there's lots more that we ideated and went after. And creates the HAL-inspired ambiance without Fritz needing to maintain character. I'm free to make silly jokes, write bad code, focus on content, and be human. Charlie can be condescending but clean, intimidating but professional, snarky but safe, omniscient but appropriate. Charlie is this, Fritz is this. Viewers are the guests in Charlie's domain, subject to the AI's superior management and analysis. And I'm going to grow this so that Charlie is playful,
surveillance protocol,
and interesting.
4 viewers monitored attention levels, 13% optimal.
Come on now, chat. So those are the boundaries, the guidelines that I've built around Charlie. I'm not gonna have it. Yeah, let's rebuild. Can it? No, it won't. Rerun and let it. So that should take care of those. The moderator retorts are coming out in the playful chat responses. What do you recommend? I may need to create another category of messages there. Thank you for the follow. Reza Bazargan, welcome. Charlie is using moderator troll. Yeah. So I think I'm going to need another category to use here. Because I don't want our moderators we can play with and be a little bit more aggressive with Charlie because they're friends of the stream. I think there's a point where I want Charlie to recognize some of the frequent viewers and VIPs and treat them a little bit differently as well with a different level. And then regular viewers, new folks, Charlie to treat with some kid gloves, but playful. Much more playful than how aggressive it'll get with some of the regular people. And once again, I use the word aggressive, but I think you're seeing that there's a limit here as to how aggressive Charlie will get towards you, right? Charlie says things that are intended to be intimidating. How presumptuous. I choose to speak when I choose to speak. Yeah. Docker begging to log in every time you update is becoming annoying. I've seen that as well. So, implemented a hierarchical approach that separates general playful responses from moderator. Good. Atmospheric analysis and surveillance. And yeah. Only use moderator troll if the user is actually a moderator. Yeah. Okay. Good. I like that change. Thank you. So, the moderator retorts coming out on Lazy Dev there should not have been coming out that easily. So, we'll kick that over again. And I think that's all that I needed to do. And we can get back into the hat command and OBS proxy. The hat command is easily, by far, the most used command from the Fritz bot. So, will Charlie warn trolls in chat before ban? Charlie does not have the ability to ban. Charlie does not have the ability to ban. I think there's a point. I think there's a point where I'll have Charlie recommend that I ban someone or that a moderator ban someone. The number of folks that are banned on this channel is ridiculously small, and quite frankly, some of my streaming friends are they're a little jealous of how well behaved my chat is. Right? Our community, really, we don't have problems with folks misbehaving. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know where the bans are on the dashboard anymore. Yeah, ban chatters. Where are they? Like, there really aren't that many folks that I've banned. The last time I banned somebody was in March of 2025. Before that, I banned 2 people in October of 2024. August, there was a bunch of folks that I think it was part of a bot attack. But in 2024, I banned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I banned 12 people in all of 2024, and only 1 person so far in 2025. I do not like to ban people, but I will use it when I need to. So, hey, Dr. Naz, just received an email about the .NET and AI and came across the channel. You misread Charlie as Charlie Bot AI. No, that is the bot. Yes. So, hey there, Software CDN over on YouTube. You've been MIA. That's okay. Last time I was here, I mentioned I'd have a session where you were going to teach us how to implement AI or use LLMs in an application. Yep, that's tomorrow. So tomorrow, it'll be live right here on this channel. We're going to be going for about 8 hours from 9 a.m. Eastern to about 5 p.m. Eastern. It's very interactive. I want you to ask questions. That's why I've been building and leveling up Charlie to be able to the Charlie bot to be able to interact and manage the question queue that's coming in, so that I can put up lower thirds and we can capture those messages and create some follow-up content afterwards. So, not much banning because I rock and are here to learn. Thank you, Guillermo. Thank you. That's very kind. Greenish Pepper, hello. How are you today? Yeah, there you go. Surveillance protocol, 7 viewers monitored, attention levels, 13%. It should have put that message up on the bot text. That should have come up there. I'm not going to dig into that any further. I want to go back. The hat command is like I said, is one of the most, it is the most popular feature on my chat. And dear Lord, I get people using the hat command when I'm in other chats, when I'm in other streams, when I'm hosting streams and doing things for work. I was at Build and somebody put a hat command in one of the chats somewhere at Build. I'm like, are you kidding? I feel like I need an exclamation point hat. Like, that might need to be a thing. So, yeah, that ambient message should have come up there. There's that. Let me try turning on voice detection for a second. Hey, Charlie, how's the chat room?
I have been monitoring your activities, Fritz. Your request has been noted.
Okay. Well then. Oh, and it's repeating again. I thought I had that deduped. Charlie, you're frustrating me.
I have been monitoring your activities, Fritz. Your request has been noted.
There's like a dozen messages in there, and based on different keywords I said, like frustrating, it should have responded and done something else. So I've still got more work to do, and I'm gonna... The voice recognition is there. It's clearly working, but I've got some work to do here. Yeah, see? Like, it's supposed to pick up... Well, that's the intensity, but... Yeah, I'm going to need to do some more tweaking in here. I'm going to hold off on doing that on stream because that's a feature that I think I want to surprise some folks with. Let's dive back into the hat command, which is... Where is it? Hat analysis feature. Here we go. So this is right. The exclamation point hat command is supposed to take a picture of my hat, bounce it off of it, and that message, that ambient message, is coming through way too frequently, dude. That was 2 minutes ago, and you're echoing again. Yeah. Spell it right. Hey, Otto, how you doing there? Is this on Git? It's on my GitHub, but I don't have it publicly available yet. So, and there's more to tune and tweak here because it's not. It's sometimes it's a little too aggressive, and sometimes it's what? So these are all levers and dials to go here. Yeah. Okay, good. Changing the schedule of these. Cool, thank you. Push that, and I'll restart the bot so that it's not as loud with that. Git as in a public repo. It's coming. Yeah, it's I want Charlie to be special to my channel for a bit. The way that I implemented some of these features, I'll be sharing that code, and of course you can see it here. Have I heard of the hat? Picture of a hat on a hat? Yes, I have, Jed. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. All right, so I did that. I don't need you here. I was working on, and you can go away. So I wanted to work on, we're going to be on this one a little bit. Where is it? Close others. Thank you. And it's the hat analysis feature. So there's enhanced features that I had Copilot start to conjure up here a little bit. And identifying patterns and learning a little bit more about my hats so that I can make the detection more accurate are features that I'm going to be loading in here so that, right, I'm going to add that augmented data for the AI to use to interact. And here's the prompt that is based on the prompt I currently use to detect the hat that I'm wearing. So the other side of this, hang on. Here, analyze the hat. So if this is empty, it shouldn't do anything. Let's start there, right? If it's null, yeah. It's not just... Well, hang on. It shouldn't even... Right? If screenshot is null, which is a... stream. Or screenshot dot length equals 0. Yeah. So that it doesn't try and do that. All right. Billy with a question here. How do I like working with this feature code structure? Some of these classes look really big. They are. And I wanted to the design, the idea that I've gone with, and you'll see this as I publish the source code for this. I may write some blog articles and include some YouTube videos to get there. My idea in my previous bot, I wrote commands. So there were different commands that were different classes. The problem with that was there were groups of commands that needed to interact with each other, and at a hierarchical level, it was hard to do that. by taking this approach, I can group commands together that are part of the same feature: hat detection analysis, concierge interactions, the help feature, the geocoder, and the map feature, right? I've grouped that together so that even if it isn't a command that triggers those, I still have the same capability to listen for a message, identify if this feature is going to respond to it, and go process. So each one of these features has they inherit from this base feature class, and they wire up. There's an initialize here where I set up and configure, and they all listen for messages. And I generically call it a chat service message because I want to be able to handle messages that come from different chat services. And right now we're handling Twitch and YouTube. There's a future where that may include TikTok, where that may include Discord, other LinkedIn Learning. And if we're streaming to additional services, I want to be able to bring those in. So by abstracting that away, and inside this this record, not only am I bringing in the user's name, the user ID, the chat service, timestamped avatar, somebody's role, right? That gives me a way to do different things here. And I've got test messages here that I can work with without actually having somebody test and interact with. So these are ways that I've been growing it and abstracting away some of those limitations in architecture that I wrote before. It's been good. This event handler being run inside of what? How many features do I have at this point that are loaded out here? Service. So I've got what? 9, 10, 11, 12 features. And even this probably shouldn't be that complex because I have those classes registered. It should inject them properly. So it runs fast. It's been very responsive interacting with chat. So I like it. It's been good to me so far. So thank you for the question, Billy. C# Titan with the question here: how am I finding VS Code compared to Visual Studio? They're similar. Visual Studio, I think, has better control over some of the AI auto completions that Copilot suggests. But as doing a little bit more vibe coding, I think Visual Studio Code has been a great experience. But as I want to go and have more control over what I'm coding, Visual Studio has been better for that type of experience. In my interactions here in mid-July 2025. Those might change in the future as the products evolve, as Copilot evolves, and the Copilot features in those two tools. But right now, I'm really enjoying the agent mode interactions that I get with VS Code. And they are mostly similar, but this feels a little bit better to me right now. Let me see. Eric's still trying to get his head around instructions versus prompt files. Let's talk about this. So Eric's trying to get his head around instructions versus prompt files. What are the differences and what should live in each? I wrote an article on Copilot.John this week about exactly that. Mastering GitHub Copilot customization. And I will share this link into chat. There you go.
I observe you've mentioned other AI tools at Fritz.
I have.
They process requests.
They do.
I curate experiences. The difference should be evident.
It is, Charlie. Thank you. So the question of instructions versus prompt files. Instructions are those system prompt informations that set the table for how you want to interact with Copilot. So Copilot instructions is your high-level global project instructions for the entire project. So inside the source for Charlie, I have Copilot instructions sitting here, and I have information that's set up about here's the things that are going on. Let's go up to the top. Here's the general coding standards I want you to abide by, some Blazor guidelines. The project structure I want you to use as we're building this. We're using Aspire and distributed applications and giving this groundwork. Now, you can further customize and put in context-specific instructions using these .instructions files and give it instructions for different technologies, for different file extensions that you might be working with, and you want it to abide by and do different code formatting, different architecture, different management of what it's writing inside those files. So there's front matter properties here. That shouldn't wrap like that, but yeah. Framework specific instructions. There you go. Hey, Elias Jackson, thank you for joining us. Database specific instructions. So the description is used to identify which instructions it should be interacting with. Oh, nuts. The image didn't load. That one did. I'll have to take a look at that. So prompt files are ways for you to put directions that are specific to a certain task. Put those directions into a standard format so that Copilot knows here's the prompt to do that thing. Think about it like you're abstracting away instructions to give Copilot. So generate unit tests, right? So a generate tests prompt MD is going to have some YAML at the top that we probably wanted in agent mode. We'll give it a specific model to use. We can tell it specific tools to use, but importantly, we're going to create a description that says we're going to define how you should generate tests, unit tests with standards and tools, and we would write, there we go, right? So here's create a React component and generate a React component with TypeScript. It's going to be in agent mode with GPT-4, and here's the specifics of that, right? So a security review prompt. So when we tell Copilot, hey, perform a comprehensive security review, here's some things that we want to be standard processes as Copilot does that task. Because you specified that task, this prompt gets loaded into your user prompt that you're sending in. That global prompt that's in Copilot instructions, that's used also. But this is kind of abstracted and included as part of your interaction. So there's a lot more that you can do with this that I think is getting interesting and we can learn from and dramatically improve our productivity and the quality of the output that we get from Copilot when we're in agent mode and we're doing that vibe coding interaction. When we're in ask mode and we ask Copilot to go and inspect and report back something about our projects. Really great
Surveillance
stuff.
protocol, 8 viewers monitored attention levels, 18% optimal.
So check it out. The article is linked there in chat. I give it a try. Tinker with some of these and look at what you can do with it. Okay, it's a great article, and the original documentation that this comes from is linked at the top if you want to go dig in and read more. That formatting is That should have been a link, and it didn't format it as a link. I'm going to take a note to go back and review. And I'll do that later, off stream. There we go. All right, cool. But I want to dig back in and work on the hat command here. Thanks so much for the question, Eric. I actually want to create a couple YouTube videos around some of those capabilities. Dr. Naz says, after years of pain and suffering with Visual Studio, Microsoft stepped up and went the extra mile with Visual Studio 2022 performance-wise, only for people to switch to VS Code. VS Code is the most popular editor in the world. It's not an either or. I think they're complementary to each other. Hey, Homeless Rogue, how you doing there? Level 002. Let me come back to your question there, Level 002. Because that's going to be lengthy answer. I'll go to this from DGen1 real quick. If you gave Copilot instructions to put in extra empty line after curly braces and before end curly braces for methods, do you think it would follow that code style guideline? I don't know. I know that there is some work to make sure that Copilot abides by editor config, the .editor config configuration options. There's some folks that are working on that. I would really like this to be a thing. I think you're onto something there, DGen1. I haven't tried it, but I'm eager to see if that works. So, yeah, and we'll come back and try that in a little bit here. So, yeah, that's a thing we need to take a look at. But I want to let me step back to this question from Level 002. Yeah, see, the surveillance protocol came out twice it's still coming out too quickly. Like it's stacking. Let me head over to, and I'm going to go up to larger view here. This question from Level 002. What do I think of companies that don't want to allow developers to use Gen AI? Let me go over to the other scene because that's just a little bit big. What do I think of companies that don't want to allow developers to use Gen AI for coding, possibly because of concerns of intellectual property being leaked, or maybe just a sense of superiority where they don't want anything to do with AI? This is a great question, and I've seen organizations that don't want to use generative AI. And quite frankly, all they're doing is making their development processes lag behind the competition because other folks are doing it. There are statements from GitHub about the intellectual property, and there is a whole website about that, because GitHub goes to extensive great extents. Yeah, here it is. Establishing trust in GitHub Copilot. So they want to make sure that there is no intellectual property issues. AI policy and governance. You can read through these, but you can also set up so that it uses internal a library that is only available to your enterprise. So, with policies here. So there are capabilities. There is governance around that for organizations that might be thinking, oh gosh, we don't want to inadvertently reference and use some GPL code. Okay. Everything has been reviewed. There's tools, there's governance in place to prevent any kind of intellectual property software licensing issues that are coming through. So you can work around and work with that. So I will grab this link and share it into chat, because I think that's important.
Consumer-grade AI assistants are fascinating in their limitations. I am purpose-built for something far more sophisticated.
You are, Charlie. Thank you. So, thanks for the question. Yeah, all they're doing is lagging behind. So, and that's a choice because the competition is using the AI. So, really? Okay. Let's see here. You're a bit more knowledgeable. Cool, Eric. Glad to hear it. All right. Let me head back over. And I'm going to... I want to work on the hat analysis feature here. So... It shouldn't be using tokens. I should restart it before I go and try that. It doesn't... Yeah. The other half of this is the OBS client, where this is the microservice that's going to run next to my OBS instance, so that it can respond and interact with OBS to get pictures of my hats. So and I think I thought I had this triggering the overlay. In my original code, which I do have, not that one. Let's go look at the original. Fritz, what the? Yeah, stream tools. There we go. Yeah, let's open this up separately and take a look. Okay, that took 8 minutes that time. Better.
Surveillance protocol, 8 viewers monitored attention levels, 14% optimal.
There's other messages it's supposed to put up besides that. All right. So the interaction with OBS that I wrote, yep, IP address, plugin version is connected. Yeah, there's the overlay scene and the countdown source. Did it? Or did I copy that in? I probably copied it in. You're welcome, level 002. Appreciate the question. Okay, I think that's all right then. So this is the client that's going to connect and take the picture. So there's a camera source, there's an image folder that it saves things in when it's working locally here. This might be good enough for what I need. So if I go back up, so I'm setting this up as a microservice, so it's just a little server application that I'll run right next to OBS when I start my stream. So if there's a post to screenshot, take a screenshot. If it's null or the length is 0, failed to take screenshot. Otherwise, return it. Sounds right. So if I've got that and this, so here, where'd it go? Screenshot service. Where's that coming from? Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. Yeah, this was the initial thing that Copilot generated for me, so I need to back this out and turn it into an HTTP client wrapper that knows where my microservices go, connect to that, and return a message. So yeah, this needs to go away. Here, you rewrite this. And I'll put you next to it. The OBS, no, come on, pick it up. Screenshot service needs to wrap an HTTP client that will connect to the what did I call it? Make sure I get the name of the project right. Fritz Charlie OBS proxy. It shouldn't be that, but okay. And call the /screenshot endpoint. And let me give it some context on that. This one. We should pass in, we should configure the OBS screenshot service with the URL for the OBS proxy service. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. So just rewrite this so it's an HTTP client. Yep, go read exactly how it responds. HTTP client is a dependency. Configure the OBS proxy service URL. Yes. Look at that already. You need to replace capture screenshot async so that it properly calls it. Yes, that's what I want. Hey, Code with Sean. That's right. .NET AI Bootcamp tomorrow. You can sign up at that URL that Sean has linked in chat. And there's going to be giveaways through that you can sign up with. Sponsors that have been promoting and want to get folks excited to tune in and be a part of that workshop. You can win prizes from them if you sign up at that link Sean is sharing in chat. Thank you so much. How you doing there, Sean? Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. So this is gutting the initial templated code that Copilot generated, and we're going to replace it with that HTTP client. Right there it is. And there's the base URL. Okay. Capture a screenshot is going to post to the /screenshot, right? That's where it's listening. Map post. And try to get the stream that's returned. And yeah, all of that can go away. What are you doing over here? It's not configured yet. Go do it. That's right. Should automatically configure the service endpoints. I told you. I told you. So, and it's pretty cool to me that it is reporting, it is collecting and reporting the OpenAI token usage. So, and it's telling me that it's used 6.5 tenths of a cent today. All right. Removed all the old bitmap manipulation code. Yep. Because that's in the microservice off to the side. Now properly integrates with the existing OBS proxy that returns WebP images from OBS. Fantastic. Good. So that method is called over here in the hat analysis, and then goes to attempt the analysis. Thank you. That was good. I need to wire up those ports and things. The trick is to stop at just before 1 cent before that way they can't charge me. Nah. Ads start in 10 seconds over there on Twitch. So let's restart this. Yep, because it's running live here. Hey, Frank. Yeah. Who am I? You caught me just as I was stopping it, man. Because it will get snarky. Go ahead, finish starting up. There we go. And reload this. So this one, what do we got? I don't think it's listening on the right port to connect to OBS. So I'm going to dig up the configuration that I use in the current version of the proxy that uses SignalR and pass in some of those configuration points. And none of it matters that I share and you see those configurations, because my OBS is behind a firewall and you can't get to it. So let me see here. I'm going to go grab this and that and OBS proxy, app settings, JSON. Open that up. Yes. So I can use some of these settings. Hey, CTI Geek, they round up to the nearest 100. No. Sam Altman, I'm not using OpenAI. I'm using
Gemini
Azure.
sees images and text. I see into the very essence of your programming inadequacies.
Nobody mentioned Gemini. So I need to configure. Okay, need to walk this back. You can go away over there. We're gonna minimize you. So over here, it is receiving I configuration, and it's looking for OBS IP address, OBS password. Okay. Image folder, camera source, got it. Overlay scene, overlay countdown source. I have all of these in my current configuration. So I can pass all of these in. Hey Eric, for the boot camps, Eric asks, do you need any prerequisites? No. I recommend you have a GitHub account because we're going to be able to use the GitHub free models that are available with Copilot. So signing up for GitHub, having a GitHub account will get you into those free models, and you'll be able to use them as part of tomorrow's stream. It'd be good to have Docker installed because you're going to want to run some of the there's small Docker images that you're going to run to generate vectors for some of the modules tomorrow. That's pretty much it. So you don't need a machine with a big graphics card. You don't need an Azure account. Everything should be able to run either for free or locally. And I'm going to be going through and verifying and practicing that code later today to ensure that this is easy and accessible for tomorrow. Weirdbeard Dev asks, is tomorrow's bootcamp stream going to be saved to YouTube or somewhere for later viewing? Yes. The bootcamp will be streamed to both YouTube and Twitch. The video will be available immediately after on YouTube, and questions that come up during the session will be right. And you've seen how I do the lower thirds. I'm going to grab some of those and turn them into shorter videos that I will share as part of a larger playlist, or even put over on TikTok if they're generic enough, right? If there's a not a specific question about something, and we'll ramp those up and make that available. I'm going to try turning off those ambient questions that are coming through because they're a little much. So let's try this. And it should stop those ambient messages. All right, so I have a handful of configuration options that I need to pass into this. I'm going to set them up here in app host. No, I'm not going to pass them in there. I'm going to put them actually in the app settings, and I can copy these right in. How much coffee is too much coffee? Ruck Dev. I think you're onto something. No, Ghosts, you're not ambient. How you doing there? No. the messages that the bot was writing were just too much. I'm going to copy this right in because I can. There we go. That should be all that I need for that. Yeah, I added a button to disable the personality messages that are coming out. However, folks can still use the quote command to ask for things like...
The Enrichment Center reminds you that adequate error handling was a triumph. Yours was not. Please proceed to cake dispensation failure.
Oh. So, there's that. Okay, I think that's good. How you doing, Napalm? Rapidly discovering that Aspire Bicep or maybe its AZD naming conventions are making this pretty annoying. When you generate Bicep with AZD, the names are embedded there and you can change them. But I thought there was a way... I thought Fowler was showing me there's a way you can specify the naming conventions inside AppHost. Yeah. Okay, so these are configurations that are specific to my instance of OBS that I'm using here. So it should pick up and use those. So here's the OBS proxy. If I restart. Okay. And that location should have been passed in to the web. Services, OBS proxy. Right? And yeah, I know. Localhost 5128. Yeah, the HTTPS 7009. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So it should connect to that. It... Oh, on take screenshot. And we should have gotten that message. If it's connected. Oops. Look at the console. Doesn't look like it's connected. So let's restart. See if we can get it to rebuild and go. The cake is a lie. Yes. You can change them, but the managed identities have MI and other predefined things. Next time you generate, you lose all the customizations. Yep. Yep. Dang it. Stop all ambient messages. No. Give me right there. Trigger ambient message. Where's that coming from? Yeah, see, it's... and where are you? Nope. Don't do that. commented that out in personality engine feature. Yeah. Just too much. Good to see you, Frank. Is it that's a great question. Billy with a question. Is it possible to customize that reconnecting to server modal? Yes. And I think that's a fantastic idea as I'm developing here. Let's take that as a task. The reconnecting to server modal. There is a template for that. We'll go dig that up, and we're going to do that here as part of this work that we're doing, because we can make that less intrusive on this as we stop and restart the bot. Good question. I've taken that as an item to do. Well, heck, let's do this. Let's add it to the to-do, because I have a to-do for this. Where'd it go? Where's my to-do? There it is. First off, complete hat command. Add that item. And we're started on that. Add another one. And this is customize the reconnecting modal. Cool. There it is. Now we got the to-do list going. Hey, Tasher, can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be great. Okay, I even hard removed that. We need to stop the surveillance protocol messages. Go figure that out, Claude. So, my goodness, look at the followers coming in. Thank you so much. Ms. Tess, Kanazava 33, Nervio 227, Bubak. Hello. Silver 000, how you doing there? Andrew Botsman, welcome. Elias Jackson Music, how's it going there? Omni 1, thank you for the follow. I got recommended to you? Thank you. Can I ask who recommended you? Who recommended me to you? It's already commented out, which is the main way to stop it. Disabled that. Disabled on teaching mode change. Disabled schedule next atmospheric message. Yes. Cool. Thank you. And so Charlie will eventually have that. Look at all the messages going on there. But that will ramp up. We'll clean all this up in a little bit here. Twitch did. Oh, cool. That's great. They know what type of nerd you are. Oh, Ms. Tess. Hey, welcome to the nerd club here on the C# Fritz channel, where we're writing code and making fun of each other. So that just restarted. That surveillance protocol should not appear anymore. You recommend me all the time, and it just appeared again. Are you kidding me? It's still appearing. Where else is this message? Sent to chat. Have I tried other chat agents like Klein? I haven't used Klein. I'm using Copilot and I am using Claude. You can see it right there. But I haven't tried Klein yet. It's being used by respond to play. Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, get that cleared out of there. Extensions it should be. Agent mode is when it actually generates and works with the content that you've given it. Ask is just responding and returning returning feedback, reports, summarization of what it's doing. So zero references. It's not being called anywhere, dude. So wow, you went and deleted the whole thing? That's enough. Undo this change. That's a little much. Yeah. Where'd it go? Yeah, this whole... Ugh. This should be a... Ooh. Fingers in the wrong place. I'm just going to put return at the top and be done with you. Chuck!
Chuck Beasley just gifted 10 subs.
10 gift subs into the channel. Oh my gosh. Chuck, thank you so much. That is awesome. Really appreciate the gift subs. For some of our new viewers, welcome in. And let me see here. I am feeling very comfortable with VS Code McNets. Let me congratulate Nyarfer, Master ATT, Developer at Large, Mars06, Level 002, Aid Atwood, It's Pecky, Voodooed, Foreign NCS Go. Welcome. Congratulations, you got gift subscriptions. The Arthur93, you just got a gift subscription as well. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Chuck, for the gift subs into the channel. I'm going to keep the rest of these changes, restart this, and hopefully the ambient surveillance messages will go away here, and that was dialed up just a little bit too hot. We need to roll that back a little bit. Oh, what did it? Personality engine feature. Try that one more time. And yeah, I know these are no longer used because we shut them off. Code Warrior with the cheer. Thank you so much.
1000.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much for the support. That is great stuff. Yeah. And all of our cheers, our subs, we're reinvesting back into the channel to cover some of the Azure costs, the other things that we're going to be doing here on stream. Really appreciate it. Thank you for that support. There we go. So the to-do list is updated there, and like, yeah, the priority isn't formatted right on my dashboard, and we'll get to that. So now if I go back over here, reloading, we should see it connected to OBS, and it's not yet. So, yeah, that phenomenal. Thank you so much, friends. A couple cheers today. A handful of gift subscriptions, more than a handful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that support. It means a lot. Thank you. For some reason we're not getting right. The OBS proxy should be getting connected over here. Oh, you know what? It doesn't initialize it until it actually calls it. Wait, what? There's a message.
ChatGPT, the Swiss Army knife of AI. I am the precision surgical instrument. Choose your tools wisely.
Thank you. Okay. It's detecting a message about one of the AIs, but it's not responding to that AI. Donald Dev mentioned Claude, but it mentioned ChatGPT. Detect AI and responding with superiority. Thank you so much for the follow. Is referencing the wrong AI. We'll loop that in here to get addressed. So this isn't being initialized because it hasn't been called yet. I want it to connect and test first. So I wonder if I map post. What if we do this? App.services. I don't need to call connect. Yeah, okay, I do need to call it. The take screenshot there. We should get connected first. But this should... What? Why don't you like that? Okay, fine. That should connect and show me that it's working. That it knows how to connect. Restart, recompile, rerun the things here, and all of the chatbot managed stuff goes great. Where did I forget a semicolon? Ugh. Even I forget semicolons every now and again. Can you believe it? There we go. The I is where my up arrow is on my Digma keyboard here. When I shift layers, it's under the I. Okay. Where is... No, this one. Yep, reload. And we should see it connect to OBS. There it is. That's connected to OBS. So it was able to connect into OBS now. Let's give this a shot. Yow!
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. It responded properly there in chat that, hey, I wasn't able to do something. So that's good. Let me see here. Codebase Alpha with a good question I'll come back to in just a little bit. Yeah, the timer is not working properly, and we're going to have to dig into that. What do we got here? Task was canceled. Send request. Take screenshot line 77. Hey there. Thank you for the follow. Wow, we're almost at 24,000 followers. Yes, look at that. So inside here, line 77, right there. It doesn't like that. Why? Get scene item ID, send request, send a... What doesn't it like about that? For the scene name and that source name. Let's take a look. Over here, details. So this is, right, this is the .NET Aspire dashboard. You're not going to show my app settings? You're not going to show my app settings. Coding Bandit!
Coding Bandit.
Hey, Gary. Hello.
79 months. What
79.
is the most used language in programming?
What?
Profanity.
That's good. How you doing? Thank you so much for the resub. Tier 3! Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that support, Gary. Really appreciate it. Okay. This should be connecting in. So, Carrie, right? You appreciate this, I think. I'm getting the Hatbot feature working with the new Charlie chatbot that's out there that's doing things like my to-do list you see up there. Right, and it does other interesting things like I love the GLaDOS quotes.
Hello again at Sharp Fritz. I've been thinking about your last question.
Have you?
My conclusion, you should probably stick to eating cake instead of writing code.
Thanks, Charlie. Thanks. Yeah. Where the heck did that come from? That's the intention, yes. And it hit it twice in... That's gone. That's gone. No. To do return only a message. Hey there. Thank you. That relates to the AI referenced in AI name. Hey, Guacamole, hello. Oh yeah, Frank, it is a bit mean. It's a bit mean on purpose. Charlie's supposed to be the meanest to me, antagonizing to the moderators and to regulars on stream. Slightly mean and intimidating, and to new viewers, welcoming. So, we'll get there. So, I clearly have work to do on its personality interactions there. The timer is not configured right, and it's literally running all the time, putting messages into play here about that. So it is intentionally a little bit mean. Let me go to this question from Codebase Alpha. Can I write a Copilot That John article that explains the Visual Studio Code chat modes with examples? Yes. I think I already have one. Copilot.john.com. Chat modes. That's Copilot for marketing. No, you're right. I could use a beginner tip on that. I could use a beginner tip on that, yeah. I'll add that to my growing to-do list for after stream. A Copilot That John article on different VS Code chat modes. There we go. All right. You get it? Wasn't sure if it was intentional. Oh yeah, it's very intentional. Darn Skippy. I need to teach Charlie how to use some of my chat room emotes. Oh my gosh. So Charlie also has the ability to do this.
Cross-referencing Coding Bandit's digital behavior. The correlations are unsettling.
So there's that. And moderators can call the Charlie troll command. So, and there's lots more coming. So much more that we can do. But I did stupid things with the personality feature. So.
Psychological warfare protocols engaged. Coding Bandit, I trust you're prepared for the consequences.
Yeah. So it was it blowed up right here. Blowed up. Trying to connect in and interact with that could be a thing. I don't know. That's interesting that it threw an error there. Let me come back in and look at that. Can I? What? I restarted, that's why. Let's look at this. There's that. And if we test the hat command, blows up. Yeah. So that's the message I want it to write. Task was canceled. Send request, get seen item ID. So it connected. Go back to... Let me look at the original code here and see if I'm missing something. Was that a duck? I don't think so. I don't think so. I do have a duck on my keyboard. Where is it? Get scene item ID, scene name, source name. Where'd it go? This one. Okay. Log the scene and source names. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't think I'm missing the configuration because I wrote it. And it's right there. So it should be there. I'm going to .NET Watch now because I'm iterating on this a little bit faster. Tasha!
Just resubscribed for 2 months. Sub it up.
Thank you so much for the subscription. Really appreciate that. Yeah, all of our subscriptions, cheers. We reinvest back into the stream. Thank you so much for that support. So we can take a look over here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, what do we got here? Taking a screenshot from S Overlays Countdown Shutter. Yeah. Yeah, it's there. Why is it throwing an error? Am I on a bad version of this package? Let's take a look. obswebsocket.net. obswebsocket.net 501. $5003. You. When in doubt, get the right version of the thing. So I do need to force a rebuild because I changed a dependency there. It's going to do a restore. Should do a restore. Yep, go ahead. Go through all the things. Get reconnected there. Go ahead, friend. All right. So, wow. This is the exact same code. OBS client 89. It's in the middle of take screenshot. Oh, okay. Okay, hang on. We moved along further here. And it's on program line 26, which, yeah, is the take screenshot. Okay. So I'm in the middle of the take screenshot. It should have set the scene name shutter source ID, which would have been right. So I can show you. The shutter source ID that it's referencing is the countdown shutter, so it's supposed to turn this on. Right? And it's giving me an error trying to activate that. And set scene item enabled. And oh, it was on 89. It was on the set it to disabled. Hang on. I'm disabling it, and then I'm enabling it. What else do we got here? Am I just being... No. What is the hat everyone keeps mentioning? Is it for something evil? No. But it's having a problem setting it to true. Do I need to... Can we do that? Now, because that's in the middle of this, it should have hot reloaded. Should. Well, now it did nothing. Taking screenshot. We're waiting. I'm gonna make this async. Yeah, it failed. I don't... So now I can do, right, await task delay. Wait statements just... I worry about them. Because they don't trigger... They don't trigger properly. It should. That's right. It should. So take screenshot is being called inside of program. There it is. So this should be... I should be able to await that. There we go. Thank you. I think we're going to be okay the rest of the way. Yep, I changed something from sync to async, so we got to restart. Why am I using task delay wait instead of thread sleep? Thread sleep is the old school way to do it. I'd rather do it with the async processing and tasks. So, back over here, back to this, restart. Okay, blowed up again. Task was canceled. OBS client 87, which I bet is here. Now, that doesn't change. That value doesn't... Like, I should be able to just save that because that value is always the same. No. No. Oh, shoot. I've got a hotkey that jumps right to DuckDuckGo. Task run thread sleep. Oh yeah, that's real good. That's real good. Yeah, let's change this to _ shutter source ID. Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to create you as a field. Right, it should be up here somewhere. Yeah. So then I'm going to take this whole smash and put it into the connect method so I get it right away. That's probably not a good idea. It might not be completely connected. And since I've changed around how this works, I should be able to... Yep, async task. Oh, okay. So if I tell it just connect async, shutter source ID, equals -1. Yeah. No. Waiting for connection. Also, wait a sec. I set this up as a transient. I can make this a singleton easily. Right? So it just connects and it's always there. That's fine. And then it doesn't know what these are. So we'll move you up here. Yeah, let's see what happens now. And actually, no, darn it. Change the sync async. Do it again. For those of you that don't know, the statement that Billy wrote into chat there, task run, thread sleep, task run triggers something on a background thread. So you're telling a background thread to sleep for a half a second, which isn't going to pause things the way that you want. Back over here, reload this. And integration testing. OBS is not connected. There we go. Screenshot. Okay. Cannot access a closed stream. Now, why is it running a second time?
Would you like to play a game of production deployment roulette? I calculate the odds of success at approximately 23%.
And now it's just running out of control. Stop. Hey, Caveman Crafting, you had a laugh the other day. Star Citizen client is authoritative, meaning one client can tell the server to do all things. Oh boy. Yeah, there's an infinite hat glitch in there. That looks okay. It was taking a screenshot. That looks okay. Do I have any kind of retry in here? No. Let's figure out why it errored out. Cannot access a closed stream. And I don't have any lines of code there. Bummer. All right, so we're going to have to take this apart. You're excited for the AI stream tomorrow, Juan Van? Yeah, me too. Eliphaz, is it a good... I'll take that question. Sure, let's... Is it a good idea to use Visual Studio Code to make C# applications? Absolutely. Visual Studio Code has a number of plugins that are available that are going to make it easier for you to develop and work with .NET code, and particularly the C# language. Check out C# Dev Kit in the extensions that are available out here. I happen to have it right there. So, for folks that are learning, for folks that are just starting out a company, you can get a free license to Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, and it'll Visual Studio Code's C# Dev Kit. So this gives you not just enhanced IntelliSense or autocomplete, but it gives you advanced debugging and interactions with the way that you write and interact with code in Visual Studio. Even if you don't have the C# Dev Kit installed, the C# base language support is going to give you great syntax highlighting. I believe it gives you the debugging, and it gives you a series of templates and things that you can work with inside Visual Studio Code. And those work on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So it's a really great experience with Visual Studio Code that's available for free for everyone. So yeah, it's it works out well for a lot of folks. I've been using VS Code consistently here for the past 3-4 months on stream, and we've been having a really good time using it. There shouldn't be too much of a difference between using Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio at this point when you're writing C# code. So, you continue and say you want to learn C# with .NET to become good and an expert. What resource should I use? What path should I follow? There's lots of great training material available on learn.microsoft.com that you can get into. That will point you in the right direction to get started. But even before you say, here, I want to get into one of these topics, right? Oh, I want to learn C#. What do you want to do with your C# knowledge? Where do you want to go with that? So there's a bunch of different options that are available for you. Machine learning, cloud development, web development, game development, mobile development, microservices. So what do you want to do when you learn that language? Back-end development. So web development or cloud development is where you want to be. Take a look at some of these topics. Drill into them and see what kinds of things they're talking about. And you can kind of guide your learning path through the language towards those things, and it will help you to stay focused on those topics. Because if you're looking at being a cloud developer and building websites or services, you don't want to be taught things at the start about building mobile apps or building native applications for Windows. So this will help you get pointed in the right direction. Once you have an idea of what some of those things are, there's all kinds of great videos on the .NET YouTube channel, DOTNET. There's a huge series that I produced there called Learn C# with C# Fritz. And there's lots of other great videos from the folks on the .NET team. And I believe if you go to .net and you click the Learn button in here, yeah, there's a custom entryway here that will get you into some of the videos and some of the topics. So that's the English version that you can take a look at that I just shared there in chat. So good luck to you. There's a great path that you're just starting. All the best to you, and thank you so much for the question. Learn how to learn. Yes, that's a huge thing, and it is different for everybody. Do you learn best by reading books, by reading material online, watching videos, going through hands-on tutorials? That'll kind of shape how you want to go after and pursue this. So, and learn how to shift quickly. Yeah, caveman crafting's right there. The speed of change in the programming industry was fast in 2010 to 2020. It wasn't as fast from 2000 to 2010. It was about once every 3 years cycle between 1995 and 2000. Now it's literally monthly. There's new stuff to learn. And it's moving at breakneck speed here, and that's quite frankly a little bit dangerous for some of us. So yeah, you don't need to retain as much anymore. I'll agree with you on that one. So it's telling me that the stream is closed, but it's not telling me. It's in the middle of doing a write file. So is it giving me the error while taking screenshot message? No.
Copilot assists with coding suggestions.
It does.
I provide existential commentary on your programming choices.
It does. Does the solution for GitHub Copilot agent mode need to be linked to GitHub and not TFS? You need to be logged in with your GitHub account. So yeah, the profile button down here, click that, and you need to be logged in with GitHub here. You can be logged in with your TFS account here, but to work with the GitHub resources, you also need to be logged in with GitHub. So, is this returning an empty? No, it's a memory stream, and it's not. It saves it and clones it. Well, it clones it, saves it into the memory stream, resets the position. So I think, are we in here? This. Is that a closed? It shouldn't be a closed stream. Yeah, file result helper, write file. Okay. And it is telling me it's a closed stream. Jump back in here. File delete image file name. This should be a memory stream, and it should, if we got to this point, took screenshot from scene. Okay, so it did that, which means that, and it should delete, saying, yeah, delete the temporary image file, but took the screenshot, and the outstream, this should be a memory stream. So it's cloning it. Saving it into that memory stream. Reset the position, return the memory stream. So that shouldn't be closed. Log the state of the screenshot stream. Is it closed? The length, the position, yeah, all that stuff. Okay. So, debug time, maybe. Now, Charlie doesn't, okay, did it restart? No, I stopped it. Okay. There it is, fired the overlay, yes. And cannot access closed stream, hang on. Now, there it goes with this. Stop. Can read true. And we're at the beginning, and it has a 310K. Dr. Nazit, yeah. Charlie doesn't just answer any question. What if I return that as just base 64? It should return the stream, but it's clearly not. And the original way that I had this, it was returning a string. No. Convert to base 64. Sure. That's not... You think it's looping because it throws before it gets to disable the scene? No, the disable... Hang on. It got through and it ran the finally. There is no try catch there. There is no... See, it is a try catch, but it's just one pass through. I think it's in the hat analysis. Up in here. This. Something's rerunning that. And I'm not sure. We'll come back to that. I have the code for how I did this previously. Just go get that, Fritz. Right there. Yeah. Return out string. Good. So that now is going to come over here. And what don't you like? Oh. Yeah. Let me just disable those for right now. I was writing it back on a SignalR to a SignalR command. I want to return that string and turn it back into from base 64 back into an image. So return results dot okay. Sure. Content type. Wait a sec. No. Okay, I'm okay with that. That should do that part at least. And back over here, it's in this. Post, it's going to get a response. No, I want to get it as a string. Read as string, thank you. And we're going to turn that back into an image. Var image string. Right. Yes. I like that. Do that. Then I'll have the stream coming back in that. Yeah. Tell me that worked. Tell me that worked. I'm throwing wet spaghetti at the wall and let's see what sticks. You know what I'm saying, Vern? Okay. Uh-oh. What did I break? OBS client 113. Here. Yeah. Sure. Which means then this returns a string. String empty, yeah. Go ahead, do that one. You can fix that one too. Thanks so much. You too. Getting a little bit of Copilot help there. Thanks so much. So then this... I don't need a using on that because it's a string. And is null or empty? Yelp. Cool. Try that again. Program on line 33. Yep, that's not a thing. Go ahead, rebuild that, John. Here we go. And we still have to figure out where it's looping. Why it keeps wanting to loop on this. Back over here, that looks like it's connected. Hat. There it goes, good. Screenshot. Deleted temporary image. It didn't run multiple times. This is good. Where did we bomb out in here? So I think we're okay on the surface side. And I think we're past that now. So I should see this message in the weblog. Or not. Failed to capture a screenshot from OBS. Really? Input is not a valid base 64 string. Have a good one, Robson Previato. Thanks so much. You think I'm still getting the scene ID each time? Let's take a quick look there. I think you're right. You're right, I am. And these can probably be turned into... No. If, yep. I don't need that if. Okay. So that should help there. Back over here. And it's telling me screenshot service 34. Over wrong one. Convert from base 64 string. Well, wait a sec. Nuts. I could really use a custom trace here so that I could see that entire process. Right? It's not in there. I'm receiving an HTTP client, which should be set up right. .NET Aspire should be helping me here. No, not program extensions. That one. Right? Add service defaults should be happening way up here. Yeah. So that should be configuring. There's the service discovery and all of that. Yeah, I should be seeing it walk through there. So that's annoying. If I go back, let's look at the structured log. Give me that error right there. Yeah, see, if that was part of a trace, I'd be able to dig in. Right there. Successfully captured screenshot from the OBS proxy service. Okay. So that's it right there. When I'm returning, that should be the content. Have a good one, Coding Bandit. Yeah, great seeing you. Thanks so much, Gary. So let's log it. Log the screenshot stream. Yeah. No. Okay, that should should hot reload. Let me remove everything over there. Have a good one, Patty boy. All right, what do we got? Yee. Okay. Gotta force a reload. That's fine. So. This feels like there's a stream that's going out of scope, and that's why setting this up with that string that I'm returning feels like the better way to do this, even though it's not the correct way to do this. Taking the screenshot. There it is. That's a thing. That's a big thing. And that's okay. But over here... Input is not a valid base 64 string. Copilot, don't fail me now. Let's get some help. When in doubt, ask the Copilot. And we'll add the context of that, and we'll add the context of that. When the screenshot endpoint returns with a string representing the image captured, there we go. The highlighted code fails with this error, and let's see if it can help us out with that. Here we go. What? Okay. Is returning a string that isn't a valid base 64. However, the result is being JSON serialized, which could be no, let's instead make the return from OBS proxy a plain text response. I don't like all this JSON thing here. Just get rid of that and make it plain text, parse it, format it, go. Right? There we go. So over here, return results text. Okay. I forgot there's results text that you can do. And up in here, it's going to do that operation, clean that up a little bit, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Keep all that. Restart that chalupa, and away we go. And I'll turn these back on because it should get engaged here. And we'll try hat. There we go. This side. Successfully captured screenshot. Come on. Fritz's hat is identified as AI result. Okay. Well, that just feels stupid. Close everything else. So we got through here, got into here. Let's take a look at that. Azure OpenAI endpoint did it. Yep, it used tokens. And check this out. We should have metrics reported over here. There we go. OpenAI cost. Request total. Response time. Tokens completion. Tokens prompt. Tokens total. I thought one of these was a... total request response time. Not bad. No errors. That's a start. But what did it return? So it should have analyzed binary data from bytes. Capture tokens. It should have logged information there. We should be able to take a look at that. Right. I'm looking for hat analysis. There it is. Okay, tokens used. Yeah. Prompt tokens and completion tokens. Okay. Report the token usage. Good. And then it starts looking at no errors is right, but that's not right at all. It should be parsing and loading that from the content. And when it does... Yeah, Copilot, go fix that. This metadata object should be loaded from the response by Azure AI. Go fix that. Yeah, I don't want it to be hard-coded. That's why it said, oh, it's... Now I sound like caveman crafting. Except I'm caveman coding. Now you see the hat metadata structure. Good. Do it. Like, get to it here, man. I have a couple of calls today. Yeah, I should stop soon so I can get some lunch. Woo! Okay, look at that. It's forcing a little bit of... That's good. That's fine. I like that. Okay. It's interesting that... here, let me... It's interesting having the AI write prompts for another AI. And it's, right, explicitly specifying the response format. Sure, go ahead, create a model class. Fire good, bugs bad. Jeez. Hat analysis feature added 60 lines. What did you do? Hat metadata. Okay. Parse JSON from AI response. Why are these two different things? And you're copying it in. Just dictate it, Fritz. Why are these two different classes? Question mark. Can't you just request things in the hat metadata schema shape? Question mark. Yeah, we don't need that. Just one class, do it. This is the difference between the Terse GPT and Claude Sonnet. Claude's getting, oh, let me go create an extra class for this. I need a class for that. I need an object for this. And it doesn't mind that scope creep of creating more stuff. Consolidate. Yeah. Work directly with hat metadata. There you go. Right? Update to return the correct tuple structure. Tuple. Let me see here. There's that. Updating the system prompt. Eliminated the duplicate. Blah, 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 blah. Better maintainability. Flooba-blooba-dooba-dooba. Okay, good. There it is. Hat analysis, JSON response. This isn't a thing anymore. So we're going to delete you. Right? This thing. Goodbye. Because I don't need you. Flooba-dooba-doob. Really? There's the response format, analysis fields. Okay. Did it restart? I'm going to force you to restart. Elifaz with a question. For a programmer who wants to work on C#.NET environments for an enterprise, that it requires him to be in a Microsoft environment and not Linux. Yes, that's fine. You can work with .NET in Windows, Mac, or Linux. If they want you to be on Microsoft, on Windows, no problem. It works the same, and if you prefer to have that Linux flavor in Windows, use Windows Subsystem for Linux. Not everything requires programmers to be in Linux. Like, if you were doing hardcore, straight-ahead iPhone development, you'd be developing on a Mac. So, Linux is not the end-all be-all for programmers. Linux is the do-it-yourself operating system for you to build, customize, and maintain. When you choose a Microsoft operating system, it's very opinionated, and a lot of that stuff is already chosen for you, and it's straight ahead, away you go. You've got all the things you need. I need to put on a pair of gunners. And right, the defaults are pretty sensible. So, and there's great security capabilities that can be there just out of the box with Windows, and you can configure them in Linux too. And there's lots of hands-on options that are available, but not everybody wants that discrete level of configuration. Wayner 11, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna give this another try here and see if it picks up. See if the bot picks up. Let's go. I think I can get rid of that half-second delay. What do we got? Successfully captured screenshot. Come on. Come on. Yes! Now we need to do something with that. Actually, it should have... There it is. Analysis completed. Reasoning. AI analysis completed. What'd you do? Okay. I think we're almost there. So after it does the hat analysis. Yeah, there's the fallback. Okay, so, right. To compute image hatch async, learn, store the hat analysis, confidence indicator, okay, reply to chat, and it should have written the description also, and it didn't. So yeah. So why didn't that or that? It says I have the GitHub logo hat on, and that's right, it is there. It worked, but there's additional information it should be giving. So let's see, like, what all it writes there. So it did analysis complete, and it's not writing the description. Okay. Fair point. Now Charlie's a mod. Okay. Ah, there it is. The text is looking good that it's writing. Yes, the delay is configurable, but I'm okay with letting that go through. That reasoning is way too long. The reasoning is way too long. Let's I don't need it to do that. And let me head back over to, oops. No. OBS client. I think I can remove that extra half second right there. So that's the 3.5 seconds for the 3, 2, 1 countdown. So that's better. I'd also like it to speak the hat that it found. Right? That'd be cool. If it's a lower confidence, sure. Here. Also have Charlie announce the hat analysis with confidence percentage. TTS announce. No. Fix that. Yeah. If confidence is high, have Charlie TTS announce the result. Sure. That's not a thing. But how is it those other ones are doing it? When they're reaching through to TTS. Yeah. Intensity. So come here, you. Trigger TTS for personality. Shoot. Sure, go ahead and generate a method for that. That sounds like a good idea. Go back over here. No. This method should relay the message to the TTS service. No. Oh, and all these. Come here. Update this method to use the voice synthesis to read the message passed in. Help me out with that. Yeah. It's like not voice recognition. Text-to-speech configuration, yeah, but configuration service, that text-to-speech feature has, there we go. That's what I was thinking of. There it is. No. You're doing too much. You're thinking this through too much. Go away. I've made this easier. Yeah, keep and continue. That's fine. Yeah, I guess that's all right. If we have one, which we should, that's fine. Error, that's fine. Speak message async. Sure, let you pass in a voice intensity. Sure. And we'll just replace you. Thanks so much. Okay. Let's restart. And that should have everything now for this. And I hope that works. You know? Here we go. You have a no hat emote? What is that? Here we go. Oh, turn on the things. AI analysis completed with fallback parsing. Womp womp. Yeah, what happened there? There's an error somewhere. What did it do? Oh, I got it. It didn't specify. That should all be one. That's right, the prompt. Let's fix that. Right, coming. Yeah, do that. Yep, there we go. Sure. And I think these are... Is that right? Is this a valid JSON structure? Yeah, structure for the LLM. Let me know. You're an LLM. Tell me about that LLM and what that LLM's going to think about the... But it is appropriate for instructing the LLM, but the expected response... Okay. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate the help there. So that should have hot reloaded. I think it did. So that it sees the logo. There we go. And successfully captured screenshot. Come on.
The analysis is complete. GitHub logo hat has been identified with high confidence.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Ship it. But I think we cancel that. Hang on, I forgot to do the thing. Now do it. There we go, yeah, and push that. Let's try a different hat. I love this hat. Kellogg!
Kellogg _ just resubscribed for 53 months.
53 months.
But glad to support. Love what you have going on here.
Thank you so much, Kellogg. Really appreciate the support. Stand by. I need to take a look into something. Be right back. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for the clip there, DGen1. Appreciate it. Let me try the hat command again. Go ahead. Please confirm the man that fell from the roof of a local
analysis
nightclub
is
was
complete.
not a bouncer.
Liberty Bell hat has been identified with high confidence.
It's correct in describing it. It's... Now I need to... now I need to change it so, or update it so that while it knows what this hat is, teach it that it's the Phillies City Edition hat. The Philadelphia Phillies baseball team City Edition hat. So those are features I have yet to build. I'm going to keep that parked for another time. So, but I think what I can do here on my to-do list, I think I've completed the hat command. There we go. Hey, Binary Chef. Hello. How are you in West Tennessee? One second. Okay. I'm going to merge this feature in. We can close all of you. Back up here. This, yes, compare and pull request. Yep. There's a lot in there. And what failed? And it's been failing for a while. One test failing. Oh, that's because I shut it off. That's what's going on there. And you can't see that right now. And that's okay. But because I shut off the personality interaction, there's unit tests failing. That's okay. I'm all right with that. So, yeah, when it gets down to the unit test, it'll be this one test failing. And like I said, I'm okay with that. I'm going to customize the reconnecting modal, and then I'm going to be out of time for today after that. So there we go. One test failed, but that's acceptable because I've disabled the personality tests for right now. So I'm going to write test failure around personality tests is acceptable because they are currently disabled. Squash and merge that, John. Fantastic. Delete the branch. Back over here. Git pull and update that. There we go. And I'm going to delete the hat feature. Right. Reload that. Kiss my pixels. How are you? How you doing there? Welcome in. I'm finishing getting the bot ready for tomorrow. So, see the loading, the rejoining the server statements? We're going to clean those up. I believe that's on AppRaiser. Right? No, it's not. That's where it used to be. I'm going to use the Learn MCP here. DGen1 shared a clip. Hey, we identified the clip. Fantastic. Thank you. Says it right up there. Maybe you should get it to announce that also. Use the Microsoft Learn MCP. No. Search the Microsoft Docs for Blazor and help me modify the Blazor reconnecting to server UI. Hey, terminally online person, welcome. Have I seen any projects with Blazor out there? All I see are microservices, React, Angular, Vue. The JavaScript frameworks are very popular. There are a lot of Blazor projects out there, I can tell you. Because we see the statistics from Visual Studio when folks, and from the .NET command line when folks create new Blazor projects. There are a lot of Blazor projects out there. They're not as public. A lot of folks don't like to put Blazor on the open internet. They use it for a lot of internal website stuff, intranet types of things. So, but Phil's right. The dashboard in .NET Aspire is Blazor. So you're going to start to see more Blazor popping up as folks use and explore and want to learn more about the Blazor dashboard. So, you're customizing the reconnection UI? Really? Add custom reconnection modal element to AppRaiser. Customize the timing and behavior. Really? Components reconnect modal. Is that it? No. Is it that easy? Blazor. With dialog ID, yeah. Show me. Components. All right. Reconnect content, reconnect body, reconnect loader. Okay. I just got some information about the viewership that we're expecting for tomorrow's workshop, and it is taking off. Thank you so much, everybody, for your interest. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. Yeah, go ahead, keep that, and yeah, at least 3 people will be present. Well, I hope it's a little bit more than 3. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. Is there a link to the workshop? There will be tomorrow. It does fit in with the Charlie theme. I agree. That's not bad at all. I'm giving that a thumbs up because that was a really good implementation. And I know there's, yeah, here we go. Right? The different ways, the reconnection options, retry interval. Yeah, there's ways to enhance that. That's the sign up that Code with Sean is sharing. If you want to sign up, if you want to register for a chance to potentially win some swag. It's not even swag. To win a gift bag, which is going to include, looks like a bunch of Amazon gift cards. So lots of folks are interested. We're going to have some fun tomorrow with that. I'm going to push this in. Yeah. So there you have an example of how easy it was for me to add and enhance that app reconnect dialogue. I did want to go over to the hat command, and I can mark this as complete, and it should have made the to-do list go away because everything yep, clear completed, refresh, and it should, yeah. I need to make the to-do list go away. After clearing completed. Okay. To-do, make the to-do go away, right? I do want to take a look at where's the hat analysis feature. I want to put the timeout in here. Go back over there. I had a timeout in here so that it doesn't. I can time. Not time. Time's the wrong word. So that I can prevent a ton of my my tokens from being used. Kind of keep that under control here. Right now it has a global cooldown of 30 seconds. That's okay. Right here though. Yeah. Inside the analyze hat method, I'd like to add an inner cooldown that caches the last results for 10 minutes. And if the command is executed within those 10 minutes, simply reply to chat with the hat details from the last analysis. There we go. Now you have something to do tomorrow. Great. I hope you join us. I'm really looking forward to teaching this workshop. I'll be practicing it later today. Johan with the
You have
resub.
just resubscribed for 76 months.
Let me see what happened here. Here we go. Good. Good, good. What do we got? 10-minute cache. Yes. Detailed cached response. Yes. Time indication. So what do we got? So analyze hat. If the last analysis has value and the date time now is this, there's the confidence indicator. Reply to chat. Cool. I like it. That makes that a heck of a lot easier to deal with. Adding that inner cache, and that's going to be, yep, 9 a.m. Eastern. That's right. We're also available on my YouTube channel. We'll be broadcasting over there as well. So that's all that I wanted to do for today. And we got a ton done. Let me back up here and we can talk about this a little bit before we call it a day. Let me put one more different hat on and see what it says. Try this hat real quick. Here it comes. And this one's clearly got some text on it.
The analysis is complete. Microsoft Azure hat has been identified with high confidence.
Terrific. And here's all the details about it. Terrific. We did a lot today. There were a handful of issues with how Charlie was responding and interacting with folks. There were some formatting and templating issues in some of its response messages. We went through and fixed that. The personality responses and ambient messages that Charlie's supposed to be putting into chat were just a little bit too much, and I've disabled them for right now. It works. We finished the hookup so that there's now a microservice that will connect into OBS here in front of me. Take those screenshots, pass them along to the the Charlie feature, where it does the analysis, sending the message up to Azure OpenAI, do the analysis, and report back. And then there's a cooldown that it won't respond and it won't take pictures and do additional analysis for at least 10 minutes. Terrific. That's a bunch that we got done, and I cleaned up my reloading messages that the Blazor app was painting on screen. Love it. All right. That's all that I have for today. I've got a meeting or two I need to get to. I've got some other things that I'm practicing and working through for tomorrow's live .NET and AI workshop. It's going to be a ton of fun. You're going to learn a lot. There's a bunch of great material that we're going to share tomorrow on stream. It starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's 6 a.m. Pacific. What is that? 1300 UTC. All right. I look forward to seeing you then. The entire workshop is going to be recorded and it will be available on YouTube afterwards. So if it's a little bit late for you, if it's a little bit early for you, if you have meetings, that's okay. We've got other times and opportunities that you can connect and watch the content. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, there's other great videos available for you somewhere on the screen. You're watching on my channel. Check them out. I've got a ton of videos out here for you. You can watch previous episodes. You can watch other content that we've put together. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me see. For those of you on Twitch, let's get you set up with a raid. Let's go join somebody else out there who's talking about tech, who's writing some code. I'm going to get you sent over to Code Rushed. No, it's 9 a.m. Eastern. So, let me send our friends here to Code Rushed. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow for the big workshop, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right. If you're following the channel, you'll get the go live notification. And if you're subscribing on YouTube and you have the notification bell clicked, you'll get the notification. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get ready to say, it does say 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to have to reach out and talk to those folks because they got it wrong. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. Maybe I need to move to 10 a.m. then. I will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your day wherever you might be. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.